Hello and welcome to the Chrissy B Show. And do we have a show in store for you today? Because we have lots of lovely guests, including Abi Clarke from The Only Way is Essex, talking about her past struggles and her current success. And also Junaid Ahmed will be joining us as well to discuss his business and also the struggles that he's been through and how he's come out on the other side too. We'll also have Dr. Kraus, who'll be giving her insight into some of the issues raised on today's programme. And also we have the Self-Development Clinic with Chris Browne. But first of all, we have these wonderful news reporters here with me, Helena Shard and Ian Pelham-Turner. Hello.
How are you?
I love having you both on the show because you've always got some really interesting news for us.
Yeah, we have. We've got lots of interesting stories. Beginning with Martin McCutcheon, who has been suffering with ME, poor thing, for 7 years, but is coming through it. So he's feeling really, really well now. And one of the things that's got her through is exercise and diet. But a juice diet that she's been on, which is like a 7-day juice, giving her lots of energy.
Yeah.
And she's been performing like for 20 years and had to take 7 years out, but now is back on the road. Is going to be performing in a show. So she'll be back in the entertainment world. So
that's
good
brilliant.
For her.
That's really good news,
it's
isn't
really
it? Because it must have really sort of knocked her for six, really, being diagnosed and having so much
And I think
pain.
as well, she wants to have a baby, so she's planning for a baby, and that's what really spurred her on. She thought, I can't have a baby if I'm feeling this ill. And then suddenly, re-energised, back on the circuit, lost weight, feeling good. So good for her. Yeah.
Definitely. Oh, that's good news.
And a man with problems.
Oh dear.
Oh.
Robbie Williams. Robbie Williams.
Yeah.
It's not a problem really. He's now decided he's going to go silver grey, even on his shows. So before he's gone half and half because he used to sort of dye his hair, but he's actually, although he's only sort of 37, he's actually going silver grey already.
I think men look nice though. I think it's quite attractive.
I do too.
Well, he's like the silver fox now, isn't he? With this type of thing, and it's the same, I think, with sort of Brian May, because we've got a story about We Will Rock You as well, haven't we?
We have. We Will Rock You has been running for 12 years. Can you believe it? It's coming to the end of 12 years at the Dominion Theatre. It's coming to the end of its run in May, but they're hoping, well, he's hoping to make it into a film. So there's lots of excitement around that, and well, it's going to be great. Yeah, I think De Niro produced it, was it?
Robert De Niro produced it as well, so which is a little known fact.
Oh,
so, but they're now sort of looking to see whether or not they can actually turn it into a movie. It's still something he's always wanted to do.
Have you been to see it? I haven't had to.
Oh, I love it.
It's a great.
Well, you'll have to take me one day, won't you?
I love it before it finishes as well. Oh, I'm there in the aisles.
Oh, yeah.
Cigarette lighter. No.
I wonder what they're going to do with the big statue outside of Freddie Mercury. Yeah. That will obviously go somewhere, I imagine.
And that's the problem, because there is this 12-foot statue at the moment, and they don't know what to do with it. And it's actually been suggested that it might go onto the 4th plinth at Trafalgar Square. You know, they have these sort of plinths where you can put anything on. They've got that big chicken there at the moment. They've got the big chicken at the moment.
They auction it.
Which went blue. Yeah, which went blue, and they've had some quite strange ones at times, haven't they?
You have to go see this chicken. I haven't seen it. Sounds bizarre.
Shall we go to the fitness tip then before we carry? You've got some more lovely news for us, haven't you? But let's go to, because I know you like these fitness tips, don't you?
Absolutely.
You've been doing them at home.
I join in, but don't show it on the show.
Just, yes.
You're not going to do it on the show? Okay, don't worry.
It works wonders.
So as you know, on every show we do have a fitness tip from our lovely fitness expert, Jane Wrafter. So let's see what she has in store for us today.
Hi, I'm Jane, and welcome to our fitness tips for the day. And I'm with Elia today, who's my friend and he's also a celebrity personal trainer. So lovely to have you with us today, Elia. We're going to be chatting to you about gym tips and technique tips for working out, either at home or in the gym actually. And I'm going to start with the use of hand weights. I'm a great believer in the use of hand weights, especially for women, because it not only strengthens your muscles, it strengthens your bones, and women need to work with weights. And most women, I bet you agree, Elia, work with weights that are too light, don't they?
100%. I think with women, they definitely need to be making sure they're working with heavier weights
Yeah.
It won't make you bulky.
Nope.
That's the first thing that women say straight away.
Yeah.
It's going to make you bulky. It won't make you bulky. So as long as you're progressing your weight training slowly week by week,
Yes.
I think that's the key as well.
Exactly. So, I mean, what I've got in my hand now are 2-3 kilogram weights. If you're absolutely new to weights, start with 2.5, but you should really be working with 3 or even 4 or 5. So I'm going to start with some simple bicep curls. Now, when you work with hand weights, you've got to make sure that you support your core section. So you don't stand with your back arched, you soften your knees and you draw your abs in and you keep your core section really still and locked and secure and safe, so that as you move the weights, you're not putting any pressure on your lower back. And this is especially true in a shoulder press, because you see a lot of women going into that position, which can hurt your back. So I really recommend you give weights a try. You can get these at home. You don't have to go to the gym. I'm doing biceps here. I'm doing shoulders. You can do front raise. You can do side raise. There's loads of different things you can do. So have a go with weights, especially women out there. We don't want osteoporosis when we're older. So I'm just going to quickly hand over to Aaliyah, who's going to talk to you with some rowing tips.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to just take you through, guys, just how to use the rower. So it's an upper body and lower body workout, and you're also targeting your core as long as you're keeping nice and upright as well. So the main aim is making sure the feet are strapped into the cages securely. You're going to be taking the bar and you're going to be pulling the bar into the belly button, but keeping nice and proud through the chest. So we're really kind of keeping that posture as straight as we can. And as we pull in, we're going to make sure we bring the elbows into the body, so keeping the elbows tucked in, so you're really working the back muscles. And just as you can see, guys, I'm not locking out the knee, so no locking of the knee, of the joint. We want to keep a soften, just a little soften through the knee, so we're not kind of putting any strain through our joints. And this is a great warm-up, I think, Jane, for this as well. So it's a great warm-up for warming up everything before you get into your main workout. Also, you can add it into interval training, so you can go and do some weights, come back to the rower, 30 seconds on of like interval training as quick as we can, 30-second rest. You could do that 5 to 10 times and you can build up slowly. So I would recommend it, especially for warm-ups and in between weight training would be great, so you're kind of upping your intervals, upping your heart rate and getting the most out of your workout as well. Great fat burner as well. So hopefully, guys, you've taken some tips from both of us, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you very much, Jane and Aaliyah. So we've got time for a couple more news stories, I think.
One more?
Okay.
Well,
possibly.
First of all, we've been trolled. Of all things, we've been trolled. Yesterday, Helen and I had to do a lot of Sky TV and other shows as well, talking about the sort of the new baby pictures of Prince George.
Right.
This is the newly released pictures since the engagement pictures. So,
Right, okay.
Everyone's been waiting to see what little baby George looks like, and he's really grown. I don't know if you've seen the picture.
No, I haven't actually. No.
He's really grown, but yeah, it's exciting.
So the whole day you were on Sky.
We were on Sky talking about it. Yeah, for
Thanks for
about
coming today, even after you did that yesterday.
Well, it's not an issue. We like coming here.
We do.
But
which is great.
we don't really like the photograph.
Oh, really?
We
Are you
don't
allowed to
really
say
like
that,
the,
Ian?
yeah, we don't
think
really
we
like. We
are.
don't really like the
Well,
photograph.
being role photographers, I suppose you're allowed to, aren't you?
The photographer is Jason Bell, and he is a good photographer, but we just don't think that he's captured what we feel is a warm, family, cosy shot. And it was Mother's Day as well when it was released, and we wanted to see this great, little beaming George with Kate.
Did you look a bit annoyed then?
It was just austere. It was just quite flat, and it didn't look family and fun. So we were a bit sad. Yeah, we would have.
Were there quite a few of them, or was it just the one that they showed?
Just one.
Just one.
There's only one photograph that's been released, you see, so it looks.
So hopefully, maybe the others that they took.
That's
well, I don't think they will, because it's only going to be one photograph that's been released, so it's a sort of a.
Oh, is that usual then, just the one?
So we were honest.
Recently.
We were honest about what we thought of it, and then afterwards we got trolled. I've never been trolled before. I didn't even know what it meant until someone told me I've been trolled.
Oh no, you poor things.
Yes,
so you spent the whole day about one photograph. How many things can you find to talk about one?
The two of us.
Sorry, I know it's got nothing to do with what we're talking about.
We can talk for Britain. The two of us.
It was a news piece to begin with. It was Sky News, but then also we did a pre-record, which was running sort of every half an hour, and they kept showing it.
Oh,
and people were talking about our thoughts on the picture. I think there was some unhappy people.
So next time they'll call you to take the pictures, maybe.
Yes.
That's what we're hoping. That's what I'm hoping.
We're pushing to get younger people use now.
Hey,
because
keep that to yourself. Give me younger people.
But you know, I think it's a great opportunity for younger photographers to actually sort of take these pictures, and, it's how I first started, because they, you know, the royal family gave me tremendous opportunities and really sort of gave me a platform.
William's pictures, didn't you?
And sort of springboarded my career.
Yeah.
And so I think it's important to actually support young photographers. So it's, you know.
Oh, that's so nice of you. But it'll still be good for you both to do the pictures, and then you can show them on the Chrissy B Show, right?
Of course.
Yeah, okay. Well, we're going to go to a quick break. So thank you so much for coming on, and you'll be back with us.
You're welcome.
Soon. Very
we'll
soon.
Definitely be soon.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you so much. And after the break, I'll be joined by Abi Clarke from the Only Ways Essex, and she's going to be telling us all about some of her struggles that she went through and how she's come out beaming on the other side. So do join us after this.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Chrissy B Show, always aiming to show you the happier side of life. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back to the show. So now let's say hello to Abi Clarke. Hello, Abi.
Hello.
How are you, darling?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
So lovely to have you here on the show with us.
Thank you.
Now, you've
So
got
pleased
quite,
to be here.
Oh, really good to have you. So we're quite excited to have you on because you have been through quite a few things in your life. But, you know, and as you know, the show is sort of about positivity and stuff, and I know you love all that stuff too.
Definitely.
Because you've been through some hard moments. But tell us, first of all, how was your upbringing? Was it pretty good? Would you say you were happy as a child?
Yeah, I've had a really good upbringing. My dad's vicar, so he's in the church, so I feel like I've been quite grounded.
Okay.
Obviously, there are, like, my dad's first port of call would be the church, so as kids we always had, like, not as much. He's put more into the church than I'd say us.
Okay.
So there has been difficulties because obviously as a family we've had to take a back seat sometimes, but it's kept me very grounded and I'm very close to my parents, and there's a lot of things like in the industry that I'm in that I can kind of sit back and thank my parents for actually like keeping my head on, if you know what I mean.
That's
so
good.
really
now
nice.
you went through some things at school, didn't you, with bullying? Can you tell us a bit about that?
I've been to, because of my dad's job, we've obviously travelled around quite a lot. Been to 3 primary schools and 1 secondary school, and every single one I got bullied in. So I know, but it's made me a stronger person.
In every school, were you quite shy, or?
I was so shy.
Really?
As a child, I was beyond shy. So I can like definitely encourage people to say, from where I've come, from being so young and so shy and being put down and bullied, to where I am on a national TV programme, kind of being so confident and having a laugh with my friends, is just, I think that's a big thing for me as well, definitely.
I know when kids, you know, they're at school, they think that when they're going through some kind of bullying or, you know, discrimination of some kind, they kind of don't think about the future, and it's like all about what they're going through, and that's why some of them, they feel so low that they, you know, some even take their own lives, or they get really depressed because they think that is life. But it's so good that you're here also talking about the future, because you went through all of that and yet you came out on the other side.
Like, I think when you're at school you think it's just like all one thing, it's your world and everything, and I think just a positive thing to say to like young kids, that school, that's, once you're out of that, it's a big wide world, and there's so much more of opportunity, and just to do what they love and just to be themselves, because the real people that see them as themselves are going to love them for who they are. Like family, friends, that's the people you need. You don't need to worry about what other people say.
That's right.
That's what I've definitely learned.
And how did you get into Towie?
I actually did nothing really to get into Towie. My friend was on the show, and I knew a lot of people on the show already. Being the big party animal that I am, Essex is like, everyone knows everyone, so they literally just approached me to go on there with my friend. And
God, what was the first time like for you then? Because it wasn't something
really
that you applied for.
Really nerve-wracking, exactly. It's quite strange kind of being filmed, but you kind of get used to it. I am still quite the shy. Yeah, you wouldn't think so, but no, it's a big thing letting cameras into your life, letting them see your day-to-day things, how you feel for people, having arguments and crying and laughing and things. But it is fun.
Yeah,
it's very, very fun.
What would you say has been maybe like the hardest thing to deal with sort of people knowing who you are and all of that stuff?
You get judged very quickly because people don't see what they see on the screen, which can be cut, and not everything is shown, so they don't get to maybe see the real personality or who you are. And on Twitter is quite a big thing. People just see your Instagram and your pictures, and kind of they're quick to kind of say what they want to say, but it gives you a very thick skin. Like, I definitely say to...
But that's the thing, because some people under that kind of pressure, they kind of crumble and they can't take it. What do you think makes you able to... Obviously, you've got your fans, and I know your fans really support you and everything, but what else keeps you going that you kind of get through that and you think, you know what, I don't care what they say, I'm confident in myself?
I think you just have to love yourself. Not as in be big-headed, but I think you have to kind of accept who you are, and it is a big journey, and I think girls, especially in society today, have it very, very hard, and especially being in the public eye, it is a nightmare. Like, you have to be a size 6, or you have to have big boobs, or you have to look a certain way, and I'm a normal English size 10 to 12 girl that is never going to look perfect. So I think I encourage every girl, or young person, be how you are.
Because curves are good too, aren't
curves
they?
Curves are good. I love curves.
I really agree with that.
They are. It's good to have curves. Like, it's good to be normal. It's good to have a laugh and be yourself. I think, like, people are too now care what people think of them. And I think, no, you shouldn't. You should just be yourself and just have fun and love life.
That's why you're so popular then with the young girls.
I think it's because I don't think girls have good role models these days at all. And I think girls need to actually learn to love themselves and to be positive and to think, yeah, I've got a bit of cellulite, and so what? Do you know what I mean? And just think, who cares?
It's just horrible when the cameras just get really close up and they take people's cellulite. I think that's so mean.
I know. Or get the like dodgy angle, or like with your mouth open. You look awful. I've had it all.
Never mind, it's normal. It's perfectly normal. Right?
It's perfect. But like, there's never going to be perfect. So I think everyone should just be themselves and just have fun.
I agree with you. And what about future plans? Do you have any sort of goals, any dreams for the future that maybe you're not doing right now?
Yeah, I'm quite business-minded, so I like my makeup and my fashion. I'm a really girly girl, so I've got a few things in the pipeline. Just want to kind of just do what I love, really, and just kind of get my personality out there more to people to see.
Which is a lovely personality. So it doesn't just have the look, she has a personality as well, which is really nice. Because it's true, because sometimes when people get into show business and they get famous and stuff, they kind of change.
Yeah.
But you've managed to keep yourself grounded, like you said, because of that foundation.
I've seen people that have changed, and I've seen people that are saying the same, and it's just, I think people that are down to earth and grounded, I think they're more successful in life anyway. I
think so too. I don't think you have to be sort of walk all over people and be horrible to people to get somewhere.
Because at the end of the day, I think, like, it's what goes around comes around, and the people that are always nice, I think you'll get somewhere in life.
I definitely agree with that. Now, we've got someone very special coming on after the break, haven't you? Do you want to tell us a little bit about him?
He's one of my very good friends, Junaid. He is an absolute nutter. he's over there like, he's going like this. He's over there going, he's got the kindest heart ever. And we're like Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Right. So you've actually started something together, haven't you?
Yeah, we're kind of like, he does modelling and I've obviously reality. So we're kind of using what we've got, kind of our two, I don't know, we're quite different, so he's a boy, I'm a girl. So yeah, we've got a few projects coming up that we want to start doing together.
All right then, so we're going to speak about that all after the break, but obviously if you want some more information too about the show and about anything that we're talking about tonight, and especially if you've been affected by bullying in somewhere like Abi had as well, you can visit the website chrissybshow.tv, because we've got organisations up there that can help you if you are going through something. And also if you want to email us, you can do so on chris@chrissybshow.tv. Just before we go to the break, break, Abby, it is quite important for people, youngsters, to speak up about bullying if they are going through it. Did you keep it to yourself, or did you speak to someone?
No, I literally went straight to my school, straight to my teachers, told my parents.
Okay.
Do you know, I really would say that is the main thing to do. Do not keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
Literally.
Talk about it.
Doesn't matter if you think you're getting in trouble, you think you're gonna, you know, be ashamed or feel embarrassed, don't speak up.
Speak up, definitely.
Definitely.
Okay then, so we're going to be joined by Junaid after the break for a lovely chat here on the sofa, so do join us after this.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Chrissy B Show, always aiming to show you the happier side of life. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter.
Okay, so just before we continue speaking to Abby and before meeting Junaid, let's have a chat with Dr. Krause about how someone can regain their confidence after something like bullying. Hello, Dr. Krause, do we have you on Skype?
Yes, hello.
Okay, the screen is blank, but I'm just pretending that I can see you right now. Okay, I'll talk to you first and then when you appear on the screen.
Okay.
All right, so I don't know if you... Oh, there you are. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hello again. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay, so I don't know if you could hear what we were speaking about earlier, but obviously bullying is quite a, you know, something that happens every day to many youngsters.
Yes.
And many of them lose their confidence through it. What would you say they can do to actually regain confidence after they've been through something like bullying?
Well, confidence is all about liking yourself enough to put yourself forward and to make new choices and to promote alternative ways of dealing with things.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have been bullied, don't keep it a secret. Often bullying can make people feel very embarrassed, very ashamed. You can personalize it and think there's something wrong with you rather than with the experience. So what is very important is to let someone know and try and make some positive change for yourself.
Mm-hmm. Now, I know also of many adults that actually carry the trauma of the past with them into their adulthood, and it affects even their relationships, marriages, break up because of it. What can an adult do if they haven't actually dealt with it before? What can they actually do to maybe start living? Because if they've been carrying something like that for a while, maybe they haven't lived life to the fullest.
I think the first step is to be extremely hopeful and to realise that when you're young, your thinking can be very much influenced by experiences around you. However, as you become an adult, you've got a wealth of different new experiences that you can use to help start to perceive what's happened to you differently, to try and see patterns and connections and to think about whether you are repeating negative patterns. So are you continuing to put yourself make choices to be with other bullies, for example, and try and make those differences, develop ways of thinking positively about yourself.
Right. And it's never too late, is it, Dr. Krause?
Never too late.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for the advice. Thank you. Bye. Okay, so now we're going to meet Junaid. Hello. How are you, my love?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm really, really well. Oh, we've still got Dr. Krause on the screen, but she doesn't want to go. You can stay with us if you want, Dr. Krause. She's gone. So it's great to have you on the show as well.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Oh, really good. So we hear that you are one of Abby's best friends.
Yeah,
so
we are.
we are. What makes you so close then, do you think?
I think what it is, we're both very positive people, and we both are very determined to be successful. And everyone says like when there's two celebrities being best friends, it's not really real and whatnot. But we didn't even see the celebrity side in it. We just thought we get along as people, and we're so real to each other, and we're real about life. And
are you honest with each other?
We're very honest. We'll say it how it is. Like there's no point.
Like you've really worked hard to be where you are, whereas I've just kind of come straight into it. So it's like his advice gives to me, I give advice to him. It's kind of like we work together to kind of make each other better.
We bounce off each other as well, so it helps. We help one another, and we're always on the lookout for each other. So
definitely.
Have you always been confident about yourself, though, Junaid, or did you go through some hard times too?
When I was younger, I was severely bullied, attacked on several occasions, and to be honest, that made me the person I am today. Like people will say I'm very, very competent. that is because I had such a hard upbringing. It's made me very confident in what I do, and I'm proud of what I've done myself. So that's why I am the way I am today.
How did you get through it though? Because like I said before, there's some people that just crumble and it ruins their whole life. But how did you manage to stay so
honestly, I didn't though. I
Yeah.
was literally down in the dumps for so long, and it was all because of my modelling career. When I started off when I was 15, that's why it all happened.
You focused on something.
And I was always focused, and obviously the bullying started because of my modelling career. And I thought, I've dreamed of being a model, I've dreamed of being in the industry for so long, and I'm not going to let people like ruin that for me.
Yeah.
And that the determination of being successful is what kept me going.
And the fact is, when you do start on a business venture or you want to be successful, you're always going to have people that will be jealous, that don't want to see you there, because they've got their own insecurities at the end of the day, right?
I think everyone that is actually negative towards someone is actually more insecure in themselves, and that's what you have to think. You have to think, have you ever seen a hater that's doing better than you? No. That's what we kind of say.
That's what we say.
Haters will hate because they want something that they haven't got.
Yeah.
And you just have to think, do you know what? That's your problem. That's not mine. That's
and I'm just going to carry on anyway.
And just carry on anyway. You're gonna, if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't.
Okay.
Because even today, being in the industry and being in like the press and whatnot, even today, we get a lot of Twitter abuse and like stuff like that. But we just think like you're making the time and tweeting us. We don't even follow you. Like we're not even going to bother. We won't even tweet you back. Like it's just like whatever. Like, you have your opinions. We're doing what we do. So
and you carry on.
Like,
everyone has their opinions. So we don't really care.
I think to my fans and to the people that see my Twitter and my Instagram, I always put positive images up, like quotes and things, so that they can actually see, and it can help them if they've got a rubbish day. Just telling them, everyone, you're beautiful, or work hard, be successful. That's brilliant.
I can see why the two of you get on so well.
Exactly. Because we have a lot of people that do support what we do, and these people listen to us.
Tell the viewers what you're actually doing together. Like,
basically, we're just the worst two people to put together.
I don't think so.
We basically, like now, we're starting to work together. Like we do a lot of club appearances together, a lot of PA stuff and press stuff. So we are seen as like in the press as like a twosome now. As we are seen together. So we're like a team, and we're planning on we've got a lot of business ventures coming up together. So we are quite excited. Presenting, modelling, a lot of different things.
So how do you cope with everything? You seem to be both quite really busy.
Honestly, our schedules are so busy. We literally ring each other every night. We're like, how do we do today?
Get your diary out, tell me when you're free. I'm like, penciling it.
It's so nice that you experience it together, because obviously you must have sort of like the hard times as well, and like when times are really tough, like you should got each other to lean on.
It's not always glamorous.
It's not what everyone thinks.
It's not really not.
Because with Abigail, obviously she was thrown into the limelight with The Only Way is Essex. With me, when I started when I was younger, so I progressed myself up.
You kind of
got used to it. So when she got thrown into it, and we was both like, what do I do? What do I do? I was like, this is what you do here. This is what you do here.
So it's always nice to have someone there by your side, whereas a lot of people actually don't.
Especially with someone like Abigail, who is so real and who's not on TV for fame, is just to inspire other people. I can give her amazing advice, because she's not we're not in it for the fame. We're here to be successful and inspire other people.
Exactly.
So we can help each other a lot with what we do.
Lovely. Now, just before you go, obviously there might be I'm sure there's some youngsters watching now, young ladies and young men that are watching, that they have been through something, and they're finding it really hard. They're being discriminated against for some reason, or bullied because of maybe the way they look, and they're feeling like they had dreams, but they've kind of just let them go because they think, you know what, it's not even worth it. I'm never going to amount to anything. What would you say? What would you say to them, both of you?
You go first.
Do you know, even in our position that we're in now, everyone still gets down. I still am hard on myself and think like I'm not going to do it, or I'm not going to make it, or this is hard. But I think you just have to stay positive, and you just need to look ahead and just think, do you know what, I can do it. Just keep believing and dreaming, and like hard work pays off in the end. It really does.
I'd say because once you have a dream, fight for your dreams, because if you let go, you'll regret it in the long run.
Yeah,
fight for your dreams. Like if you want to live that life, do it. No one's stopping you.
And I think it's very important, actually, what you said as well, Abi, that there are times when it does get hard and you do have your low moments, but that's perfectly normal.
We still have that today. Like we're still at the point today where we both on the phone, we're just like, I can't do it. I can't do it no more.
Maybe when people look at you, they think, oh, they don't know what it's like because maybe they just have ups all the time. But the fact that you're actually talking about it, I think is really nice.
Definitely.
Because we come across as very confident, that doesn't mean we don't have our own insecurities inside. Like we both do get insecure quite a lot, but it's good for people to see that because we're in the industry and we're in like the press, so you need people to speak up about it and like show it. And that's what we do. We're very open. It is very hard. It's not as all glamorous. It's not as glamorous as you think.
Oh, that's I love you both. You're great. And all the best with everything that you're doing, and I'm sure you've inspired and motivated the people watching.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. You've been brilliant. Okay, so after the break, we're going to be joined by Chris Browne with the Self-Development Clinic, and I'll also be answering a question from a viewer. Let me just quickly read it out to you. He says, hi, I'm bringing up my 2 daughters alone and I find it really hard to pay my bills. I do make it a priority, but it always leaves me with a little at the end. I don't like to buy their clothes from charity shops, but I have no choice, even though there are some really nice things there, but I worry about when they get older. I cannot ask for help as social services might think I cannot cope and take them away from me. I do not have family near to me as I moved away to give my girls a better start in life, and I'm really tired. What would Chrissy do? And that's from Anthony. We'll be answering that after this break.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Chrissy B Show, always aiming to show you the happier side of life. You can find us on YouTube, Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome back, everyone, and we're now in the Self-Development Clinic with Chris Browne. Hello, Chris.
Hi, Chrissy. How are we doing?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm very good, thanks. I was, as usual, sitting there, watching what's going on. I found it gets very interesting. Oh, yeah, I'm always your audience. I'm the one who sits over there and says, hey, go with it all the time. But it was brilliant. A lot of positives there, and it was very uplifting as well.
Maybe we can help this viewer too that's going through some hard times. Should we give him some advice? Yeah. So just in case you didn't hear the question before the break, I'm bringing up my 2 daughters alone and I find it really hard to pay my bills. I do make it a priority, but it always leaves me with a little at the end. I don't like to buy their clothes from charity shops, but I have no choice. And I'm worried about when they get older. I can ask for help as social services might think I can't cope and take them. I do not have family near me as I moved away to give my girls a better start in life, and I'm very tired. Now, this is from Anthony. Now, obviously, Anthony, the obvious things that you can do, obviously, are to try to reduce your bills, look around for better deals and things like that, and obviously increase your income. They're the most obvious things. Mm-hmm. But I see you're very afraid to contact social services. And I know social services do have, sometimes have a bad reputation, but they are an agency there to actually help you. And if you don't feel very comfortable, they actually have a helpline you can call, and it's anonymous. You can call them and just ask for some advice or what you would do in that situation. So don't be afraid to call them. They're not going to trace you down and take your children away from you. But also, if another thing you could do, another brilliant organisation is the Citizens Advice Bureau, and actually I'm going to have them come on the show one day, I think, because I was reading up on them. I didn't actually know exactly what they did. I know they help people and give advice.
They do.
There's a lot of stuff that they do. So you can also try and make an appointment. Obviously everything's confidential. They can help you out as well, give you some advice on what you can do on free things that you can get, even for clothes and food banks and things like that. There's always help around you. The UK is very good with helping people, and also there's many charities that can help you. You're not alone, even though you don't have family around you. You're not by yourself. And there's something interesting that you said here, that you're worried about what will happen when your girls get older. Now, what makes you think you're going to be in this situation for long? I think the first thing that you need to do is change the way that you're thinking about the situation. See it as something just temporary. It's not going to last. It's not going to be there until your girls are older. You're going to get through this. You're going to find the help, and you will break through, and you will be successful. As we were talking about with Abi and Junaid before, we have to think positively.
Well, you do have to think positively. And the thing about it, looking at it, Anthony's name is, this is a guy who's very caring, very loving, very protective. He's doing a great job already.
So he's got to look at his good sides.
He's a brilliant father to go through it. But it tends to be a lot of fear about, social service and just as much to what you said, find out exactly that if you can't cope financially, there are bodies that can actually help, you know, and pay part of whatever at the end of the day and contribute towards it. The fear factor is causing more stress. You know, sometimes we're thinking about what might happen and think the worst things. It could be the good things going to happen. Exactly. Another thing I'll say to Anthony in particular is this. Most situations that we go through, they're temporary. There's always a light at the end. It's temporary, these negative situations. About the bullying's temporary. Yes, exactly. It's temporary. So look ahead, you know, and your girl's going to grow up as well. You know, they're going to grow up. They're going to look up to you as well.
I think Anthony should start making plans. Write down your plans, write down what you want to do with your life and start working towards them, because you are going to make it, Anthony. I'm sure you will. And I think you should pay close attention to the next part we're going to do as well. Oh yeah, you're going to be teaching
exactly
us
about writing down plans, you know. Well, funny enough, I'm talking about, you know, when sometimes you get in the dumps and people feel that they can't move on in their life and they're stuck in different areas. So we're looking at how you can actually be productive. This is whether working or not working or whatever situation you are in, right? So basically, first of all, it's to even start thinking about what are we going to do. And that can be very hard, especially in the life that we actually live in. And this lifestyle now that's so busy, how can you get there in the first place, right? So let's look at this. First thing I'm going to say is, number one, we need a good night's sleep. Right, and when I say good night's sleep, you know what I mean? Come with here, right? It's called HGH, and we're talking about HGH, yes, human growth hormone. This actually regenerates the cells in the body, in the mind as well. It's, well, funny enough, here's one. If you want to stay younger, make sure you get lots of sleep. Why do people get up in the morning and say, I'm all groggy? Well, not too much, but a bit. We're not encouraging people to be lazy here, are we? Get too much. Well, think about this. This has been tested. They did it with rats, and they kept these rats. Well, think about it. Rats actually live for about 3 years or so. What they did in the test is take away their sleep, and they only lasted 2.5 weeks to 3 weeks. Now think about that as well. Human beings, on another level, not say you get no sleep and let's say 2 weeks is up. No, I don't want to sound so negative, but at the same time, it does have an effect. Your brain goes, you can't remember things, you can't put things down, you fall apart, and you feel groggy, and you do actually start to appear a lot more tired at the end of the day. So a good night's sleep, go to bed early. Go to bed early, get up early, start your day. But now I've got you going to sleep. Number two, I'm going to wake you up now. Right, this is what I'm going to do. Right. Exercise equals endorphins equals a better creative mind, right? So get up and exercise. And when I say exercise, I'm not saying you have to join the gym. Not everybody can afford that. What I'm saying is just simple thing, going for a walk, you know, but not a walk and a stroll, just keeping a rhythm. And keep walking, keep room, slow down, keep walking. Build up gradually, extend the time more and more. Then, by the time you go back home, then if you've got to work on a computer, you've got ideas, that's the time to put it down. Those endorphins are pumping in the body, gone up to the brain. It's a feel-good feeling, and you're better creatively instead. So that's number two on that. So already, I agree with that. You agree with that? It's a great one, isn't it? You know when you come out of the gym or anything, oh, brilliant, isn't it? It's really positive. It fights all the negatives and the depressions as well. It's great. It's a brilliant one. And here goes another one. Now that you've actually got the ideas, I'm going to say this. Write it, do not type it.
Oh, really? Why?
Interesting, right? Okay, here we go. Most times, let's say you've got one, I've got one, we write on a pad and we put down ideas, we plan our day, all those sort of things, but there's other layers on top of it. You don't actually go, oh, let me have a look at what I have to do today all the time. Now, the actual fact of, if you've got a whiteboard at home or something like that, forget the whiteboard. If you haven't got a whiteboard, piece of paper, write what you've got to do, plan it, put it up on the wall. Your goals, your images, you have to see them throughout the day. And as you see them, you pass them, there's a more chance of actually doing it. I do this at home. I've got a whiteboard there on the wall in the office and I put it up big, what I have to do. Or send love messages to my wife and she sees it after as well. Right? Okay, and as you keep seeing it all the time, it gives you that drive to actually go ahead and do it. So write it, don't type it. I mean, pads are good, they're great, but
I use my diary, but
well, there you go, at the end of the day. Right, now here's one. Time is valuable. Be aware of how you use your time. You know, I always remember Jim Rohn saying, I actually put this one down, you can get more money, but you can't get more time. And I've used that time and time again. Now, it's actually true. You can get more money, but you can't get more time. It's very valuable. You've got to be aware of how you use your time. You've got to be aware of who you spend your time with. You've got to be aware of all these areas of your time throughout the day. What are you doing? Is it productive? Is it something towards your life, or is it something that's negative and going to take something away. You know, we worry about many other areas that we don't need to, but let's start getting more productive and be aware
Chris,
of how you
carry on talking because you've just reminded me. You can carry on talking to the viewers because you reminded me of something that someone sent to me. I'm going to try and find it because it kind of fits in with what you're saying, but carry on.
Well, what we're saying is be wise in how you actually use your time, right? Don't treat it as if it's something that's there forever, because it's not. Be very wise in how you use your time, okay? Now, saying that, I've actually jotted something else down here, which I'll go along with, and it's about the next day. Plan your day ahead before, right? Now, we're talking about writing down at least 3 things that you have to do throughout the day, the next day, right? Once you've got those 3 things, already you've got a goal which you're driven towards in one way or another, right? All right, so you might not get all 3 done, right? I'd say go 5, but you might not get all 3 done, but at least you can add that on and go back to and say and tick that off as you go along throughout the day. It feels good. You know you've achieved something. Could be small, but whatever it is, you go bit by bit and achieve it. Now, the last one I actually add to that is this: feed your mind. Feed your mind. It's important, you know, it's important what you read, what you digest in your mind as well. And here's another thing as well which you learn, is do it before going to bed. Have a read, do something before you go to bed, because what happens, the alpha waves in your mind are relaxed at that time and you receive the information, you sleep on it, and it's still there in your subconscious. It's a better way of learning at the end of the day. I'm not saying everybody go to bed with a book or a pad or anything, especially if you're married and all that. Don't go to bed with a pad and a book, right? What I'm saying is before, right? Make sure last thing at night, you have a read and do what you do and take the information in, you know? All these tips, we're talking about 5 tips here, adds to a more productive life, productive day, and I'd actually say try it, do it, make sure. And come back.
That's an important thing about this when we have our self-development clinic, Chris, because we shouldn't just sort of be listening to it, hearing you talking and just, oh yeah, that sounds good. If we don't apply it, it's not going to have the same effect. We need to actually start doing something about it.
Be active,
action.
You know? Yeah, they call it information junkie, taking information but not doing anything with it. Do something, be practical.
Okay, I found the email. This is from Kim Stephenson, who sent this to me. And he was asked, this person was asked what surprised him most about humanity, and he answered, man, because he sacrifices his health in order to make money, then he sacrifices money to recuperate his health, and then he's so anxious about the future that he does not enjoy the present. The result being that he does not live in the present or the future. He lives as if he is never going to die, and then dies having never really lived.
That is brilliant. That is excellent.
So that's food for thought, isn't it?
That's excellent. That's food for think.
And time is very valuable. But on that note, we have to leave it because we've come to the end of the show.
Oh, so good. Such a good one today as well, wasn't it? Oh,
really
loved
really
it.
Positive.
Loved it.
I really hope we've inspired our viewers tonight. I'm sure we have. I'm sure we have.
Here's some good views about it.
Thank you so much, Chris.
Pleasure,
we'll see you
Chrissy.
again next time.
Next week. Yep.
Okay, and again, if you want any information about any of our guests tonight or anything about the show, you can visit the website chrissybshow.tv. And if you have a question for me, maybe you have a dilemma as well and you'd like to know what I would do if I were in your situation, please do email me on chris@chrissybshow.tv, and I promise that I'll answer your email personally. That's it for today, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye for now.
Go past, get yourself ready, nice and straight, okay, that's perfect, okay? All you've got to do is just stay as you are.
And just put it in front of me.
Down and don't sit down, okay?
Tell me when, tell me when.
Now it's coming, have a look.
What do I do, what do I do?
Grab, stay